Welcome back to Westwood Engineering. Today we're going to learn a little bit about doing a motion study. So in front of us we have a box, my automata box, and I've done some mates to basically take the 3 different shafts and the 3 different flowers and give them some motion. Now we're assigning motion with the physical attributes here of a pair cam on the left-hand side, a hexagonal cam in the middle, an eccentric cam on the far right-hand side that is mated actually with a gear relationship, which I'll show you in a separate video, to provide rotation. So let's take a quick look at this. So as I rotate the handle, you're going to see that I've got an up-down motion of the hexagonal cam, and I've also got the pair cam motion, and I've got the slow, gradual motion up and down of my blue flower in addition to having it turn. So what I'd like to do is to do a little bit of a video that shows this motion. And the simplest way to do a video of this, I think, is to do what's called a motion study. Now down here in the tab, you'll see that I've got a motion study tab already there. It's called Motion Study 1. That's the default. If for some reason you don't have that, you probably don't have Solidworks simulation loaded. If you don't have Solidworks simulation loaded, or you want to check, you come right up here to the gear, select add-ins, and from add-ins you're going to want to have SolidWorks simulation loaded. Now notice it is not SolidWorks Motion. I'm going to deselect that real quick. SolidWorks Motion is a physics-based analysis of things interacting, and that's not really what we're doing. We're doing a simple animation. So I've clicked on my Motion Study tab, and I'm going to show you the simplest way to do this is just to add a motor that turns the crank handle. You can do a manual study, and you can do a bunch of different things. And feel free to play around down in here and use the help function built into SolidWorks if you'd like to learn more about this. But I'm just going to show you how we can capture this one real simple motion. So to add a motor to our object, what we want to do is come down here and click right here where it says Motor. Now, one quick thing over here, I'm in animation, and that's what I want. And I'm going to go ahead and select I'm going to go ahead here and select the motor and click on that. Now, when I select the motor, I can select either a rotary motor, that happens to be the default, or a linear actuator motor that moves something in a linear fashion. Now what I really have to tell it is what direction and what the motor's connected to. So I'm going to make that virtual motor connect right here to my shaft. Now you'll see I get an arrow that indicates anti-clockwise. I can flip that if I would like, basically just by clicking on this little toggle button. But I'll leave it as anti-clockwise. Now the speed, well, that's kind of important. Let's go something a little less than 100 RPM. That's going pretty darn fast. So let's go about 20 RPM. And then I'm going to go ahead and hit my check mark. Now this defaulted out, you'll notice I didn't put any time in, out to 5 seconds. You'll see that if I hover over this, I can drag my end time further out if I would like. Just drag that thing further out if I'd like, and you're going to see because I've only got one option running, it'll keep going. I can also drag it further in. 5 seconds isn't bad. You don't need to go crazy on this. Now to preview the motion that I'm going to get, I come right down here and I've got a few different buttons here. I can calculate the motion study, although I'm just going to play it here. And I can play from start or play from current position. Well, I happen to be at the beginning, so those are the same for right now. But I'll click play from start. And now you'll see as I zoom out and back in that you've got complete motion of all the objects in your part. Once again, play from start. And there it is. Now I want to make a video of this, and the way that I make a video of this is I come right down here to this little save animation icon. When I click on save animation, I'm just going to call it the default name of the file, which is the automata box. I'll select it as a AVI file. That's a native file for almost everybody's laptop. I could also make it an MP4 if I wanted to. What the heck, I'll make it an MP4 this time. So we'll go with an MP4. I can change my aspect ratio and select what I want to output here. And there's a lot of different formats here. I'm just going to tell you What I think you should do is pretty much a 1-to-1-ish like this. So you're really just looking at the box. You can fiddle with this a little bit. 4-to-3 will kind of be a little more than the box. And then 8-to-5 is quite a bit more. So 1-to-1 for most of your boxes ought to work. And that'll capture it. And now we can go ahead and click Save. If you get the message to recalculate them before saving, select Yes. That just means it's going to go through and it's going to run this again. Don't worry about what you're looking at right now because it's actually going to capture the 1-to-1 around the box. And you'll see it runs for 5 seconds. And it's captured our file. Now where, you may ask, did our file go? Well, the file went into the folder for this particular project, which is 4.2.7, and there it is, Automata Box MP4. So let me pause for a second and open that. Okay, I've opened that file, and I happen to open this in VLC. So if I double-click on my Automata Box, you can open it at any player that you'd like. So there it is, and you'll see that by selecting 1-to-1, I mostly got the box. I didn't get a bunch of surrounding stuff. You could edit this in a video editor if you wanted, and you can also do this, which is kind of neat. I can basically loop this thing back and forth and then hit play, and it'll just keep playing in a circle. So that's my Automata Box motion. It'll have a little bit of a jerk as it restarts, but no big deal. There's my Automata Box motion recorded in an MPEG or an AVI. Either way, they'll look the same. So I'd like you to go ahead and apply your motion constraints to your custom design, and then add a motor in a motion study and record that motion study, just like I've shown you here. You'll submit that video for this assignment. Thanks for watching.